Retirement, for most people, is the ultimate goal. A time to relax, travel, and enjoy life after years of hard work. With the rising cost of living, inflation, and stagnant wages, many people find themselves unable to afford retirement. Despite these financial barriers, millions are still retiring earlier than expected. How do they manage it? In this video, we'll explore how people who technically can't afford to retire are making it work, and why they are choosing early retirement, often against the financial odds. Number 1. The economic realities of retirement. In today's world, financial security during retirement seems increasingly out of reach for the average person. According to studies, the average American is behind on retirement savings. The National Institute on Retirement Security reports that 66% of working Americans have less than $100,000 saved for retirement. This alarming statistic paints a picture of an impending crisis for many. To make matters worse, the cost of healthcare, housing, and everyday living expenses continues to climb, making it even more difficult for people to save and prepare for retirement. Social Security, the safety net for millions of seniors, only provides a portion of the income needed to live comfortably, leaving a significant gap. So how are millions of individuals managing to retire early or without the substantial savings typically recommended by financial planners? Number 2. Financial independence. Retire early. One of the biggest movements gaining traction in the world of personal finance is the financial independence retire early movement. The idea is simple but powerful. Save aggressively, invest wisely, and live below your means to achieve financial independence, allowing you to retire as early as possible. This movement has grown substantially, with many young professionals in their 30s and 40s joining the ranks of early retirees. The financial independence retire early movement advocates for a drastic lifestyle change, pushing individuals to cut unnecessary expenses, live frugally, and invest the majority of their income in stock. The goal is to build up enough wealth to support a lifestyle without the need for traditional employment. For example, those following the financial independence retire early principles often track their spending meticulously and aim to save 50% to 75% of their income. This means reducing discretionary expenses, cutting down on dining out, avoiding expensive vacations, and driving used cars instead of new ones. Many who subscribe to the financial independence retire early philosophy also focus on passive income streams, such as dividend stock, rental properties, or starting businesses that can run with minimal effort. The idea is to accumulate enough investments and assets that they generate enough income to cover living expenses without requiring a traditional 9-to-5 job. While the financial independence retire early lifestyle may seem extreme to some, it's a testament to how a disciplined approach to money management can lead to financial freedom, even for those with limited means. Number 3. Real stories of early retirement. Let's take a look at a few real-life examples of individuals who have successfully retired early, even though they didn't have the traditional retirement savings. Take Scott Reekins. For instance, Scott and his wife, Taylor, were living in California and working traditional jobs when they realized they were living paycheck to paycheck, despite earning a comfortable income. After researching ways to achieve financial independence, they embraced the financial independence retire early principles. They sold their expensive house, downsized their lifestyle, and focused on saving as much as possible. They invested heavily in low-cost index funds and eventually moved to a less expensive area. They had saved enough to retire in their 30s. Another example is that of Tanja Hester, who retired at the age of 41 after building a solid portfolio through diligent saving and investing. Tanja and her husband, Mark, followed the FIRE principles and focused on living frugally while maintaining high-paying jobs in Silicon Valley. They worked long hours, but their strategy was clear: accumulate wealth quickly and let compound interest do the work. Tanja now runs a blog called Our Next Life, where she shares insights on early retirement, financial independence, and how others can achieve the same goal. These stories are far from unique. Across the globe, people are adopting FIRE principles to retire early, even without the standard 6-figure retirement savings. But how are they able to make this happen in a world that seems increasingly unaffordable? Number 4. Cutting costs and living frugally. One of the primary ways that people manage to retire early or on limited funds is by drastically cutting down on their living expenses. It's not about making drastic sacrifices all at once, but about changing your mindset and making small, sustainable decisions that add up over time. For many early retirees, one of the first steps in reducing costs is downsizing their home. A larger home often comes with a higher mortgage, higher property taxes, and higher maintenance costs. Moving to a smaller home or even renting can provide significant savings. Some people even opt to live in cheaper areas of the country where housing costs are lower. In fact, people have been retiring to smaller towns and rural areas with lower living costs, which has allowed them to stretch their retirement funds much further. Reducing transportation costs is another key factor. Many early retirees choose to downsize from a car-dependent lifestyle. They use public transportation, walk, or bike. For others, buying used cars or driving older models rather than splurging on brand new vehicles helps free up more funds to be invested. These small but consistent savings contribute to a larger nest egg in the long run. Frugality doesn't stop at housing and transportation. Early retirees often cut down on entertainment costs, dining out less, and shopping less for material goods. By adopting minimalist habits, they direct more of their income toward investments that generate passive income. Number 5. Passive income, making your money work for you. One of the critical components of early retirement is passive income. In an ideal scenario, your investments will generate enough income to cover your living expenses, so you don't need to rely on a job. Passive income can come from a variety of sources, including dividends from stocks, royalties from books, or income from rental properties. Each of these income streams have the potential to generate consistent, ongoing cash flow, even when you're not actively working. Rental properties have become a popular source of passive income for many people seeking early retirement. If you own a few rental properties, the rental income can cover your living expenses. In many areas, rental property prices have surged, creating opportunities for long-term investment gains. Property investors often use the cash flow from rentals to build up their wealth and use it for future financial independence. Another way people are generating passive income is through dividend-paying stocks. By investing in well-established companies that regularly pay out dividends, you can generate steady cash flow without having to sell the stock. This is especially effective when compounded over time, with reinvested dividends leading to exponential growth in wealth. Lastly, many early retirees generate passive income through online businesses or creative endeavors, such as writing books, creating digital products, or starting blogs. These activities can continue generating income long after the initial work has been completed. Number 6. The mentality behind early retirement. While the financial aspects of early retirement are certainly important, it's also crucial to understand the mentality behind it. Many people pursuing early retirement are motivated by the desire to escape the grind of traditional work life. It's not just about having enough money, it's about gaining control over their time and enjoying life on their terms. Early retirees often value experiences over possessions. Instead of working for the latest gadgets or the biggest house, they prioritize spending time with family, traveling, and pursuing hobbies. In this sense, early retirement becomes a lifestyle choice rather than a purely financial decision. The desire for independence and autonomy is another driving force behind the decision to retire early. Many people who embrace the FIRE movement want to break free from the constraints of a traditional 9-to-5 job, which can feel limiting and draining. By focusing on building wealth and creating passive income, they achieve a level of freedom that allows them to focus on what truly matters to them. Retirement may seem like an unattainable dream for many, but millions of people are proving that it's possible, even in today's financial climate. Through careful planning, cutting costs, and investing wisely, people are retiring early and living life on their own terms. The FIRE movement, with its focus on financial independence and minimalism, has inspired many to make bold choices, defy conventional wisdom, and take control of their futures. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more engaging content.